right, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 392, Representation and Sexualization in Anime, Flash Cut. Not sure what a Flash Cut is, but if you actually go to the YouTube channel, it's called Anansi's Library. So Anansi, it's the spider demigod from Africa, I think. Can't remember.
Anansi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anansi is the spider god.
Right, and this is a YouTuber with 10,000 subs. This has over 150,000 views, was made 2 years ago. And if you don't know the difference between the title and the thumbnail, you can see the over-sexualization is in the thumbnail, and the title says sexualization. So I was a little concerned there because if you're talking about over anything in a story, you are breaking the boundaries of the genre or the thing you're making. So that is a fine argument to say, yeah, there's too much violence. This is not just an action adventure. This is a horror, slasher, whatever flick. And there's like eviscerated or vivisection like gore and all this detail and blood. Like that might be too much for an action adventure. It's like, okay. So you have to put into a subcategory or a new genre. And
what is Berserk?
Berserk, I don't know. It's dark fantasy.
Is it over violence?
Some episodes definitely are very violent, for sure.
Definitely. The middle of Berserk was over the top.
Yeah, but some of them, the manga I know is there's some episodes where just nothing happens. It's just talking. So.
Yeah, like latest one.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on where the story is going. And with anime and manga is so free to express themselves, it kind of blurs the lines of what genre is which. And when we talk about violence and ultra violence and stuff like that, it's like, okay, this is obviously not for kids, and that's already on the label, it's already on the genre list. So who's ever reading this, if you're concerned for your kids, what are your kids doing that are getting access to this? How smart are they to get around censors, or what are you doing to keep your kids from reading the stuff you don't want them to read or watch? And that is just an issue of parenting. It has nothing to do with the problem with anime. Anime has been around for a long time. It'll still be around, and the genres will still be around, and maybe we'll get new genres. I don't know. So
aren't we getting close to 100 years of anime?
Oh God!
No, I don't know when it started, so I can't tell you.
I think with Tezuka.
Well, that was in the 40s or 50s.
Oh no, before that.
We're at least getting close to 100 years of animation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anytime someone cries foul about, oh, this anime is too adult or whatever, it's like, is it for adults? Yes, then it's not too adult. It's exactly where it needs to be. But the argument should be the genre of adult content. So if it's going further into the sex and I don't know, kinky sex acts and depicting that and animating that, it's like, okay, now we're in porn. That's the porn category. There's softcore porn. There's all flavors of porn. I don't want to go into that. But then you know what you're doing, what you're making, who this is for. And then once you identify that, you slap it on the label and say, this is for X. You shouldn't have a problem with it. Don't watch it.
Oh, and you're right about the 40s.
Yeah, I think
it started in 46.
The grandfather of anime is Osamu Tezuka, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyway, this is a...
Can I call For Ragnarok over comedifization?
I would imagine people who don't know Australian comedy or don't know Waititi's style of comedy, when asked to do a Western property, a little different. Because if he watches other stuff, it makes sense. It's like, oh yeah, this is the kind of comedy he makes.
Yeah, but then he was the wrong guy for the job.
Yeah, exactly. That's a fair argument. It's like, this is the wrong comedic director for whatever. And you're like, yeah, you're right. So you can make all the examples of why that works. Like his other works, did he do the What We Do in the Shadows with the Flight of the Conchords guy? I can't remember if he directed that. I know he was in it. I know he was in it. But that is a specifically Australian style comedy.
Yeah. I want to try to imagine the 4 movies directed in a way like Peter Jackson did Lord of the Rings.
Okay, that would be hard to translate considering the content of the comics.
Yeah, but it would be the serious part of the Marvel universe with over the top fantasy elements.
Well, it wouldn't be as hard as doing the book versions of Lord of the Rings because you have the keyframes for all the action scenes if you want to go that route. It would be faster to put back together, but you would have to have some filler because I'm sure there's going to be some things that don't translate properly, and you need some relationship stuff. You need some drama stuff with that. But yeah, that would work. It just you have to read it and figure out what the story's about, as opposed to saying, "Hey, let's get Jeff Goldblum because he's funny and weird and quirky." You're like, yeah,
quirky.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff Goldblum, can you play Jeff Goldblum?
Yeah. Can you not play Jeff Goldblum? I'd like to see that, Jeff. Is that possible?
No, then he would be an actor.
Yeah, then he'd have to actually learn to not be himself. It'd be amazing, but that's what actors do.
On this thing here. So when the title is different from his first subheadline, we're already in disingenuous territory.
Yeah. Now, or he's playing the title game with YouTube. He wants to get more clicks, and obviously he did, because he has 160,000 views almost. So
I don't care if you want to play the title game with YouTube. Then you already it's disingenuous.
Oh yes.
Okay, you want to get more clicks? Okay, yeah, sure, but you are disingenuous with your audience.
But the thing is, all he had to do was change his thumbnail as well, which takes a grand total of 5 minutes. So.
Yeah, but if he's on board with this nonsense of over sexualization, we're getting in a discrepancy here. The point is always the SJW Puritans seem to think that every bit of sexiness is over sexualization. There is not even a degree of sexualization anymore. It's everything is over sexualization. Like there is no like in the political spectrum, there is no center, there is no right wing, there's only the far right. Everything is immediately far right. And this is the same. It's superlatives. They use superlatives all the time to demonize something. It's always extremes, always black and white. And as Sama pointed out in the chat already, cosplayers love these kinds of characters because it's fun to cosplay as them when you look the part. And sometimes also when you don't look the part. Because, people like to show their beauty. That's true for the late teens, certainly for the 20s, and other later ages as well. Before that, if your kid wants to do cosplay, maybe we won't do the maybe we'll just stay with something more tame. Otherwise, we get into actual pedo territory, but that's not the topic here. What I wonder is, have any of these people ever been to a beach in the summer? Is a beach over-sexualizing women because they all run around in their bathing suits, in their bikinis?
Yes, it's nature is over-sexualizing humans.
Well, there are some arguments to be said that there are some women who don't or shouldn't be in bikinis. And
that is true.
And it's a bit terrifying at times to go to the beach because it's like, it's like the opposite reaction.
Yes, but that's another topic.
The same problem. You go to the beach, it's dangerous.
We're always talking about good-looking women. And then you have to ask the question, well, why is it okay to run around in a bikini, but not in equally figure-enhancing clothes off the beach? And while at the same time, the social justice Puritan warriors also tell us that women can dress however they want and they shouldn't be raped for it. And all I see all the time is doublethink. Nothing makes sense.
Well, when anyone attacks an animation or a piece of fiction which even addresses the issue in, I don't know, a theme or a scene or whatever, they say this is bad. It's like, no, this is what you want. You want this problem to be addressed. You want some modesty. You want some women to say this is wrong, and to attack guys for being perverts or whatever. It's like this happens in so many stories in manga and anime, and they just you can't even address the issue. It's like, then what are you complaining about then? What is the issue? Like, you want a good example or a bad example? You want no examples? If you want no examples, then just don't watch it. Watch something else that, like, for kids or something. Like, that's what you're saying. The genre that is so sensitive to you influences you or hurts you that you just hate it. You're like, then don't watch it. There's like a million other out there for you.
Yeah, and technically, we could use the arguments against them and say, why are you slut shaming these girls?
That, well, aren't real, but I mean, it's funny to see these issues that they are so concerned with to criticize and say, look at this woman who's being raped. It's like, yeah, it's a bad thing. No one's saying it's a good thing.
And it's depicted in the story as a bad thing.
Yeah, and it's like, yes.
And now we hate the guy who did it.
And
want the guy who did it get justice served.
Yeah, there are sexual elements which are arousing because, yes, it does involve nudity and sex and action and violence, and these things are exciting to us.
Yeah, which is why we're totally fine with genociding the goblins.
That's a good example.
And then the SJWs come along and say, oh, the goblins are depictions of the Jews.
Yeah,
or some nonsense.
And
then, oh, that's bad. We should make peace with the goblins. These are mass rapey goblins. So you're now making excuses for the rapists.
Yeah, it's
okay.
This bizarre. Great. It's good on one side. It's bad. It's like, can we ever enjoy anything without you chiming in saying I don't like something?
No.
It's so simple.
No, it must be exactly as I want it.
It's so simple to say this was
everything the exact way I want it.
This was not made for you. It's the simplest thing to say. Go away. This wasn't for you. Can I enjoy it? Thank you. Go. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
don't watch it.
To round this out, Rin Wesley in the chat said, except if it's queer sexuality, then it's fine.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Which we've covered plenty of times when it's in Western animation or even in film, when children are sexualized. Then the left, the social justice warriors come to the defense of it. What is wrong with you people that you complain about maturing girls and mature women showing off their mature bodies? Because technically a 16-year-old body is mature, the mind is not necessarily yet, which is why we have these legal boundaries.
I only get upset about it.
At the same time, you defend sexualizing children, immature bodies. With immature minds.
And there are good animes and mangas out there that do have gay and lesbian and bisexual romances, and I've seen a few. They're pretty decent. You know, there's stuff for you. If you don't see it, like, oh, we want representation. It's like, it's there. You can't have every writer from
in Japanese media. Everything you want already exists.
Yeah, it's great.
It's all already there, and they have to deny that. They have to deny that fact, that reality, for otherwise they have no justified reason to push their mad ideology onto manga and anime, as they keep trying.
Yeah, there's a great one I remember I watched, 10 years ago called Paradise Kiss. Fantastic. But a story about a bunch of college kids in fashion school. And one of them is a transvestite. I think the other guy's bisexual. It's not a problem. It's not even an issue in the story. It's a funny thing when they reveal the cross-dresser's a guy because he's so feminine and he's like the mother hen of all the other people in the group, which is clever. But it's
there was a trans guy in Chivalry of a Failed Knight too.
Let me think about that. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I haven't
He
read
was
that.
Yes.
he was the main character's sister's roommate.
Yes. Okay, I think I remember. Yeah, and they have a lot of like
The
villain
main
archetypes
character
of the queer,
sisters
gay,
who-
overly homosexual gay villains. That's normal. It's a trope I think we talked about a few times already. So
And all the way back in the 90s, Outlaw Star had a gay member of the main cast.
Oh, which one was that?
It was he wasn't part of the real main cast, but he was a pretty important side character. He was and
I'm trying to remember.
the guy
Okay.
with the headband that the assassin was going after.
Okay, I think it's. Do we have 21? Must be 15 years that I've seen Outlaw Star.
Yeah, it was a while ago. So,
Yeah.
but these are side characters.
Great cat girls. Great cat girl aliens.
Isha Clan, yeah, she's fantastic.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, these characters already exist, and if they want them to be the focus, we do have stories about those, and they exist as well. So all the complaints, you just say, here's what you want. Here's exactly what you want. Go review that. Tell me why it's awesome, because I know why it's awesome. And if you don't understand that, then you're not worth my time as a critic, because those stories are straightforward romances with a little bit of drama and a little bit of mystery sometimes thrown in there, a little bit of horror. They do a little few things, because you can't just have a straight romance nowadays. You have to throw something. You have to put a hook in there. You have to put a mystery in there to keep your audience coming back. It's hard to sell a book these days. So
Yeah, but they have to ignore it because otherwise it's still there. Because as much as they say, oh, we don't actually have a problem with guys having things to get their rocks off, they absolutely do.
yeah. So I don't mind criticizing shows for being too much of a thing. This is the same argument with food. Too much salt, too much seasoning, too much this or that. It's a fine argument to make, because you could say, look, I love this saltine bocca or this prosciutto di Parma that's salty, but it's too much salt. I can't eat too much of it.
It's all a question of execution.
How much can you take?
Yeah, and that's why I say, for example, for Ragnarok has too much humor.
I see what you're saying. Yep. The
However,
jokes last too long.
you can run with all of that. It's just an endless staccato where, if you have too much of it, it becomes stale. That is rather the problem. It's the same with yesterday we talked about anime tropes, and is essentially the same issue. The tropes don't need to die. No. You just need to know when to use what.
Okay, so this is 13 minutes and a half. I don't know how long this will take for us, because we will find out how crazy it is. But I watched the first
3
few
hours.
minutes. It's pretty bad. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, isn't that a positive depiction?
That's comedy as far as I know, but yeah.
It is comedy, but it's also the girl is aware of don't touch me.
Yeah.
And I don't know what anime this is, by the way.
Yeah, I know,
so
but it's like, do they have
don't
a
know the
problem with
context.
that? With a girl defending herself and, telling the audience what she likes and what she doesn't like?
That's also an interesting frame I paused on.
It's
Are you
black.
trying the subliminal message bullshit? This, by the way, is fascism, you asshole.
Oh.
No, he's using Roman numbers.
Okay.
What?
Anyway.
Oh no, pretentious piano music.
Want to know the fastest way to piss off male anime fans, or honestly, the male fans of like anything?
So you're telling me an old gentleman is a male anime fan? Okay, cool.
No. This is the picture of being angry.
Oh, he just
Your
it's just
picture of
slightly
being
upset.
angry.
he Google
twat.
image searched angry and just copied it and threw it into his.
Angry old white man.
Can someone actually confirm that? Just Google angry
When
if this shows up.
When I think of angry white males watching anime, this is the first image that comes to mind.
Thing. Point out how it's sexist, or put a woman in it. Want to know how to piss off most white fans of anything? Point out how it's racist. Piss off all the straight people? Point out how it's homophobic, or put it.
He's not wrong. I mean, he's saying when you say stupid shit like that, it's like, yeah, you're gonna piss people off. So, I agree. Say stupid shit, people get angry at you. That's true. I agree.
Yeah. When you lie about people and strawman all the time and project all the time, yeah, that pisses people off.
Yeah, but it's basically the equivalent of telling a fan of Star Wars or Star Trek that the other is better.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know, guys. There's this weird phenomenon when you call someone something that they're not. They get really mad about it.
Yeah. You know, when you say bad things about the Jews all the time, they might get pissed. Oh, what a surprise!
Okay.
a gay person.
Disingenuous fuck.
Want to have all those groups be mad at you at once? Be any of those demographics at once. Point out something they like as one of those things. It's great being a black, transgender, bisexual person criticizing and analyzing the entertainment industry. Luckily today...
Wait.
You got it.
He's all of that?
I had to do a double take. I was like, what did he just say? And he's a black, transgender,
can hear that again?
bisexual person.
Black,
What?
transgender, bisexual. Oh, God.
It's really good.
What?
It's great being a black, transgender, bisexual person criticizing and analyzing the entertainment industry.
So straight.
I doubt you look like that, because at that point
So
you
he's
might have
straight.
worked on your voice.
So he's bisexual, black, and he's an Eskimo, and he...
I don't know, he's straight.
Transsexual, he's half straight.
I say he's lying.
He's half straight. Fuck.
half straight, half gay.
So it is bisexual. Fuck.
Yes. What the hell did you...
All you had to do is, I'm also Chinese.
Is he semi-bisexual?
I'm a Chinese,
Like Hawk?
overweight veteran with Native American status, and what else?
NFT.
And I'm partially
what if
blind. I
man-
don't know.
The part I find funny is that he claims that, it's the white people who complain. We're talking about the anime stuff. The Japanese are pissed off at the SJWs just as much, if not more. We just don't hear it because we have the language barrier.
Room. They're not
Yeah,
giving them room.
They're more pissed off about a word. You're going to call the Japanese too white for complaining about it?
Yeah. And the whole bad ups and what the SJWs are doing with, we're fixing these characters. That is the most culturally insensitive and culturally appropriative thing you could do, you fucking racist.
Yeah, usually when we see people fixing things in animation or comics, it's the art style that's so bad, and they say, hey, this looks like crap, let me fix it. Now it looks good. And that happens because there's all kinds of artists online. You proliferate information so quickly.
Yeah, and then you look at the comics in Marvel and DC that SJWs are actually drawing, and it is disgusting. And I just mean it from a quality standpoint, not from the styles or anything. The anatomy is just atrocious. The line art is disgusting. It's pathetic. It's that this is being paid for is, I find, unbelievable.
Right. Well, anyway.
There's no surprise that a single manga outsold all of that shit combined.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so Japanese and so, violent and demons and brothers and sisters and basic stuff. Nothing complicated about that. Was it Demon Slayer? I can't remember the number one selling.
Yeah, it's Demon
I
Slayer.
think Demon Slayer, yeah.
Currently, yeah.
Such a simple story.
The current one outselling all of the United States.
Beautiful manga, beautiful anime. Looks fantastic, animated. Colors are amazing.
Yeah, I'm not through. I'm far from through with it. I heard it's finished now.
I think so.
Which is something.
It never really caught my eye as a story because it's like, okay, a guy defending a sister. She's a demon and she has problems. Like, okay, cool. Visually, it's gorgeous. And it has all the basic tropes of action with shonen anime. I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. Not my bag, but I can understand why people like it. So good.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, yeah, and this is something that Japan has. I don't know how to say this in English. Has over the is in advantage over the United States. The United States has this weird stuff of having to reset everything and retelling the same stories over and over again, and Japan just says, "Okay, the story is done. Now I'm doing another one with other characters."
Another
And
one.
yeah, a new one, something new.
Yes.
New characters, new story, new world, and so on. And so after Demon
Do you
Slayer
have an
has
example for
outsmarted
that?
the whole United States, there will be someone who makes a new masterpiece in Japan that will also outsell all of the United States. Because United States isn't capable of making really good shit anymore.
The United States is
It's in the indie comics you find some good things, but they are not big enough yet, I think.
All right, let's go.
Luckily today, we're only going to be talking about one of these things. So I'm going to get killed by everyone in the comment section of this video,
Yes,
just
you will
most
be.
people. And if you read the title of this video, you know damn well which one we're talking about. Sexism in my anime? More likely than you think.
The sexualization of women in entertainment, including how sexual abuse is framed and addressed and its real-world implications, mostly in anime. Wow.
You weren't kidding when you said this is gonna be hilarious.
This is a title with a subtitle with a note at the bottom.
So, okay, I have to read up, sorry. The sexualization of women in entertainment, including...
How is this connected to
This is not a
socialism?
sentence!
Tell us.
This is not a sentence, including how sexual abuse is framed and addressed and its real-world implication. This is not a sentence.
This is
What is this?
garbage.
It's amazing. These people with
Do you punctuation?
English skills, logic, reason, rationale, nothing. You just throw it on the screen.
There's one comma before the end.
I know.
Why? There are no others.
You know
Also, I
what?
see
He put all his energy into that one.
Also, I see a clamp before implications.
Energy.
A clamp is an unnecessary blank space. So he has two blank spaces between word and implications. What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Why
Ooh.
didn't he center all this
Ooh.
text? Because every single text that he put on the screen has been to the bottom. I don't know.
Do you know what? Here's my thing.
It's because he's sad.
You know what?
Oh,
He's dead.
he's at the bottom of the barrel.
You know what? Here's my thing. It's like this whole thing in entertainment between America and Japan. It's like this is one of those videos where there really is a stark difference between legitimate criticism of anything, like how almost 10 years ago Capcom thought they would get away with putting DLC into the disc of one of their games, and thinking you're a know-it-all about another culture's media. Like in this video, there is definitely a major divide. And it just baffles me that this other side still exists.
Yeah. What rights do you people have who are all about respecting other cultures in bitching about anime? What right do you even have by your own standards? I don't understand that.
What you should do when you do have a complaint with an anime, you say, what other anime in the genre can I compare it to that does it well or properly? Because if you can't identify one, again, maybe this anime genre or genre in general isn't for you, and you shouldn't be watching it because you don't get it. If you don't if you go to McDonald's and every single thing on the menu, you've tried it all, sucks, you hate it, why would you start talking about it? You would never go there again. You never think of it. Be like, this is bad for me. I don't like a thing there. I don't even want to go near that place.
Yeah. You would only bring it up. You would only bring it up if someone asked you, hey, we're going to get some food. We're going to McDonald's. Do you want something? Do you want to come with us?
Right.
And then you'd say, oh, God, no.
When we criticize things we like, it's because we like them despite having massive number of problems that we think are issues that take away from the thing we like. And we do that all the time with everything we watch and consume.
With all you can definitely make you can definitely use that McDonald's example as an analogy for all entertainment from Japan, whether it be anime, games, movies, TV, whatever.
Yeah, it's very popular. It's very consumable. It's may not. I don't know how healthy it is. I don't know the stats on McDonald's as a good drama, good comedy. I'm sure the comedy stories out there are great because people love them, and the action stories are great because I can tell they're visually amazing. And to compete with other things that like One Piece or those bigger ones, you have to know how they do it and why they do it well and why that's selling to come up with something original, which is tough. So it's competitive, and this is what makes it better and better because there's so much out there. So,
you know what? I thought about it, and I just think I think America would be more the McDonald's of international media than Japan is.
Well, McDonald's actually listens. It pays it. It fixes things. Aside from their ice cream machines, they fix things on the menu.
Fair. Ice cream machine.
Yeah.
And on this text here, how sexual abuse is framed and addressed. In anime, since that's the topic, it's framed and addressed usually in two ways. And generally, it's always framed as a bad thing, and the guy who's doing it is a bad guy or girl. The main two ways is actual sexual harassment and maybe rape, abuse of some kind. It's always scumbags. And the other form is accidental sexual situation by accident. Like the most common thing would be the falling over and guy's hand lands on girl's breast. Whether he's on top or she's on top doesn't matter, because he wanted to catch her or something and he catches her at the breast and oh my god, everybody blushes. Yeah. And that is not necessarily shown as a bad thing, but both characters are then usually embarrassed. And sometimes, because this is something that usually happens, or quite often happens, it's not always, but the male character tends to get slapped with a distinct hand mark on the cheek, or to the point he gets blown into the sky and disappears into a little bling, like Team Rocket.
Or in the case of a certain anime, completely dismembered with a club.
Oh, that was beautiful.
You know what? I was gonna joke.
What was that? What was it? Angel something?
Dokuro-chan, I remember.
Dokuro-chan, yes.
Angel's lost property. That's it.
In that one, they can get away with it because she bashes them with the club every time, and she can just resurrection.
Yeah, she just revives him every time. It's great.
That's a
it's
ridiculous
great.
show, though. That's a crazy dumb.
Yeah,
it is a ridiculous show. Yeah,
and it's a very small. It's small. It's just very short episodes. Watch Dokuro-chan. It's a little fun ride.
Anyway.
And I was gonna joke that. Oh, but it's the only time it's presented as okay is usually in hentai. But even in hentai, it's usually not okay.
No.
Even in hentai, there is consensual hentai. And then you have the rape stories with tentacle monsters and all of that nonsense. Yes, that is usually not consensual.
If you guys remember, there's actually a manga called Rape Man, and it does involve the main character being a rapist, but it's not just, I'm going to rape this woman because I have a contract out on her to do so. There's this weird realization by the woman that what she was doing was wrong, and she has to repent for her ways. And
it's the punishment
about morality.
It's a punishment where she learns her lesson. Yes, it's not just rape for the sake of raping. Yeah,
interesting.
Yes, a superhero that rapes people. What do you know?
Only in Japan.
Only in Japan. They get away with it. And everyone's like, yeah, cool, whatever. That's your thing.
Adam,
if you're clearly meant to be a comedy series too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Adam, if you're listening, this is what superior morality is. However, that doesn't mean it won't be steamrolled over by China if they're left alone.
I want this Anansi guy to go evaluate Rape Man. Because that would be a legitimate argument. You say, yeah, this is about rape. You're like, yeah, I know, it's bad. It's like, well, is it? Show me why it's bad.
It is highly inaccurate.
Yeah. There's a problem I've had with exactly is because you would excuse it because it's women, and since I'm currently watching Buffy and Angel, and I'm not there's a few good jokes, there's a few good scenes, but overall it has so many writing flaws and inconsistencies. I do not understand why Mauler cannot criticize that.
It's
but something just
it's in Buffy, Joss Whedon thing.
in the first season of Angel, there's two psychopathic characters. One is Faith, the second Slayer, coming into the Angel show where she finishes her plot. And then there's a single episode with a boy who's antisocial, and there's a demon trapped inside of him. And for the whole episode, everybody thinks, yeah, he's doing evil stuff because he's possessed by a demon. He's actually possessed by a demon. After the exorcism, it turns out when they confront the demon in some cave. What?
I hate those kinds of plots, by the way. It's like the rest of the cast clearly don't notice immediately that something's wrong. Just go along with it.
No, it was fine. It was fine. That wasn't the issue. Everybody accepted. Yeah, there's a kid is something's wrong with the kid. The parents knew that all the time. The mother just needed a little bit of a push to be actually strangled by the possessed kid because she was falling for the mental tricks later on. But anyway, when the demon was exorcised and Angel confronted him in a cave where they found him because they couldn't actually entrap him in the device they wanted to because the dumb girl got the wrong box. The demon explained, and it's a real evil demon. Who usually does all these horrible things and manipulates the kids or people that he's possessing. And he said he had lost all hope because there was nothing in this kid. Because there was the standard talk of, oh, he was corrupting the soul of the kid. And he just replied back, what soul? Because the kid didn't have one. And that's why the demon was trapped inside. He couldn't really manipulate the kid easily and just wanted to die. Because he couldn't escape this way either somehow. He was scared. This horrible corrupting demon was scared of the psychopathic boy. And the episode ends with the boy, after the exorcism, burning up the house with everyone inside. They all escape eventually because they're saved by Angel. And the boy is then taken away to psychiatric care. Because apparently there is no redemption for him, because he's a psychopath. He has no soul. Faith, on the other hand, is played off like... and she does the most horrible things. She even tries to help bring about the apocalypse. She has no qualms about killing people. There is a conflict played, but after it first happened, it's like she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Maybe she's just suppressing it, but it came off as genuine. This girl is borderline bonkers evil. And then in Angel, she got her redemption because people believed in her. Oh, she had just trouble. She could come around. And this is one of these examples where it looks like boy psychopath will be discarded. Girl psychopath gets redemption arc. And I see this all over the place.
That's just fundamentally stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, back to the video. Here's Mad Courier 6. Thank you for the
Finally.
5. Can't wait to see this idiot's views on ecchi. Ecchi, yes. The problem of actual adult content. Oh, no. It was a donation from Hillary Quinton. He's one of these downies who think entertainment affects reality, isn't he? Fucking hell. Also, I didn't think it was possible for somebody's mic to have worse quality than Hawk and Dunn combined.
What the?
Okay, Hawk's mic isn't so bad, and I bought Dunn a new mic. It's the same mic I'm using right now, and
We haven't
Bought
heard it
him
yet.
A new mic?
Thing-
What?
If anything, my mic is worse than theirs.
And just to argue that point is he set it all up. Like, everything works. It's everything around. It's Dunn's life that's noisy. It's not the mic's problem. So unless it's the
I thought
connection.
he's in some cellar dungeon.
I don't know. I have no idea. It's strange, but that's done. That's fine. Anyway, but here this man is being a true trailblazer. We'll get to the arguments. I don't care as long as I can hear him.
Yeah,
we're
his
fine.
mic is pretty terrible. I was gonna bring it up
Yeah.
earlier.
Anyway,
If anything, I'm the one with the worst mic here.
we can understand it. That's the main
Are
thing.
you using your phone?
I'm using a headset with a mic on it. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, let's go.
One, if I sound kind of weird, it's because I'm using a different microphone than usual, because I'm testing out, see if it sounds any good.
It doesn't.
And I'm also kind of sick right now, which
It
is like
does
I
not.
always use that excuse whenever like my voice sounds weird in a video. But I am. I'm kind
Put
of sick
this
right
in the
now. My
description.
nose is stuffed and like everything. It sucks right now. Hi, I'm Anansi. Welcome to my show.
Wait, what? You're a Nazi?
What?
Anansi.
A Nancy?
Man, I
and
think he
Nancy,
said
yeah.
everything sucks right now.
Life sucks.
Ah,
Why is 420 important?
420.
Oh wait! Oh god! No,
'Cause
that's
it's the
an
weed
Antifa number. I think that's an Antifa number.
No.
I
420.
forgot what it means.
No.
420 is a gamer number.
What?
That's when Hitler was born, Wisp. Don't you know?
What?
Is
Yeah,
it?
420 is
April the
important
20th.
because it's the weed number.
It is.
That is true.
It is the weed
that is April the 20th was Hitler's birthday. Is
Yes, and it's
this a
also
dog whistle?
the
Are you an actual Nazi?
Wait, that's why it's a thing?
No,
Both.
420 is the
It's
code
both, it's
for
both.
weed.
I'm just like, fuck you if it is.
It is the official number of pot. So
Yeah, there you go. It's an MLG number. There you go.
Oh. Why?
It's the police code for it, I think.
I'm sure there's a history for it, but it's been around for a while.
A holiday, 4th of April, 20th of April is
no.
in short a holiday celebrating marijuana.
Well,
Okay.
go to the Wikipedia. I'm sure you'll find some answer. I don't know.
As Hager explained, a group of Californian teenagers ritualistically smoked marijuana every day at 4:20 p.m.
Awesome.
The ritual
Make sure you
spread, and
subscribe
soon
if you enjoyed
4:20
this
became
No, I
cold.
don't care.
I just wanted to know.
Play the video. Play
We
the video.
get it. We get it. Let's go.
Well, I'm assuming you've already written your disgusting, hateful comments, or will soon. So do whatever you want. Doesn't affect me at this point.
Make a
You
good
can't
video
hate
so
me
you
more
don't
than
get
I
hate
already hate
comments.
myself. Anyway, let's focus on the actual video. Why does
This is getting a little meta. Let's focus on the actual video I'm trying to make while I'm explaining to you talking about making a video. Like, okay.
Put it in the
female
description.
sexualization in these shows even
He's
matter?
got to want
Who
about his life
cares?
first.
Why is it important? Why do we feel the need to point this out? Well, look at it this way. It can often trivialize.
What? He had a bad take and he didn't record it again.
He held down the
Seriously.
record button and just kept talking. He's just going,
You could have just cut this out without re-recording it. you know?
Yes.
Oftentimes, major
wow.
real-life issues women face are mischaracterized or trivialized. I agree.
Yeah, like the left is mischaracterizing everything about my crap.
Why is this an issue in
Yeah.
anime, though? This is great. You know what? Rockets take off from the ground and they orbit the Earth for a bit and they come back down.
I have a
Well,
feeling
you're
that
just trivializing these things.
I have a feeling that the people on the left who complain about this topic in anime and claim it's mischaracterized or trivialized, they haven't been out much and they haven't interacted much with the other sex ever at all.
You know
How
what
do you
really
know this?
mischaracterizes or trivializes the issues women face in real life? Complaining about it happening in anime.
oh my God, the Japanese are evil. Like, yeah, sure, okay. Those evil Japs. Okay, yeah, they draw the women.
Japs.
Got
Draw
one of
women
the
and they
leading
got good-looking
economies,
big
too.
breasts.
All right.
Huge issues that women face for the sake of comedy or drama. 2, it sends a bad message to a lot of women and girls who consume the same media. It's not a good look for young girls when every girl your age in media you enjoy is being sexualized.
He's just reading the sentence. Like, what the fuck?
Oh God, have you been in school?
Well, I want to know.
Have you the girls in your school when you're 16? Like, what is that? 10th grade. Most girls look average, and they like to go to the beach, and they wear bikinis. That's not sexualization. Girls like to look good. That's why they put on makeup. That's why they buy nice clothes.
Yes, but they are not transgender bisexuals, Wisp.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because he's sick right now.
he has a cold.
So when you have a cold, you start making dumb videos?
Yes.
No, you should change sexuality.
That's just women using the patriarchy to their advantage, Wisp.
This is great.
Man, I should cut down on the vitamin D and
So-
get sick so that I start making videos.
Let's give him the benefit of a
You're
doubt.
going to turn into something else.
Well, let's say this is true, okay? So this is all true. What he's saying is true. Or she, whatever. And
Yeah, that's women with or girls with issues. They should seek therapists.
Well-
So and grow up out of their narcissistic second order consciousness bullshit into adults.
yeah, so let's assume these people also exist and they have problems and they're watching TV or watching, I don't know, Crunchyroll or whatever they watch to watch anime, and they go, ooh la la, look at this horrible stuff. I have to force myself to watch. It is so demeaning.
Why are you watching it if you don't like it?
Especially on a streaming service like Crunchyroll or freaking TV where you just...
Guys, don't you know there's only like 2 anime directed towards women?
Yeah, I turned off Fritz the Cat because it's utterly disgusting and makes me vomit to look at.
Okay.
It's like, oh, you don't like that channel? Watch another channel. It's like, oh no. Was it Hamtaro or Totaro? Yeah, Hamtaro is on. Uh-oh, it's too demeaning to children.
You know what? You know what?
Icon.
You know what? It's not made for you. If you don't like it, it's not made for you.
That or you're watching anime wrong.
Yeah, don't you like that, to use that thing when it's about your propaganda laden crap?
Well, that's great. The points that you guys are making are great. The thing is, he hasn't actually given us an example we can point to and say, this is the problem. And as soon as he does that, then we go, oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
But he's giving the 10 commandments of over sexual.
my guess is my guess would be, if there's actual content here, that first he just lists all these things and then shows us stuff. Instead of doing it showing us stuff, next point showing us stuff, he just lists first everything and then shows us stuff. That would be it's a way to structure things like this. This could be an intro where first you list everything and then you go over the individual points.
But Wisp, look at the way he's doing it.
Something you could do.
Look at the way he's doing it. This is not because when you do a summary of points, you have a simple sentence or a simple idea. This is not a simple idea. This is like a paragraph.
I know. There's also the period missing at the end.
Well, that's let's not address the grammar issue. We're gonna go crazy. But this is not what you do. Like when you have a critical thought, you say, okay, I'm looking at this complex object. I'm deriving all these properties and characteristics. Let me list them. Like it's blue. It weighs this much. It looks like that's this size and shape. And you list those things. You don't say, here is an object that's blue, a different size and shape, and it's very demeaning to women. You're like, wait, all of those properties are demeaning? How? Why?
The second sentence especially. It's not a good look for young girls when every girl your age in the media you enjoy is being sexualized.
And why is that?
What is not a good look for young girls?
Yeah.
About that. But why is that?
when we have beach episodes of Sailor Moon, they all go to the beach and they're jumping around, and
Yeah,
Sailor
they're
Mercury
what,
is
16, 17?
manipulating water because she's the Mercury Sailor Scout, so that's her thing. Is that sexualized or overly sexualized because that's her superpower? They're all wearing bikinis.
You have to wear
Well, they
a
think that a
bathing.
girl wearing something revealing at all is sexualization. So
You have to wear
Yeah,
a
they do.
bathing hijab thingy. What is it? Abaya? Not burqa. Abaya,
Burqa?
I think was the name.
Burqa?
For burqa is the thing where you can't even see the face.
Okay.
Abaya is the big black dress that is very conservative, and so all the girls have to go to the beach in that, and then they all have the wet fabric cling to their bodies and showing off their curves that
Ooh,
way.
that's
And
nice.
that's yeah. There's a question: is that then sexualized or over sexualized? Because that's just the water making the fabric wet and cling to your body. Like the thing you people do not understand. Number one is the female body looks the way it does because evolution through natural selection made it look like that to attract mates. The female body, every little aspect about the female body is sexually attractive to some degree to various men. There are some things that are more general, and then you have the more subtle things. The feeling of the skin of a woman's body is sexy to a man. The curve between hips and waist is sexy to a man.
I would argue the not the actual texture and feeling, the idea of a woman's.
Of course, yes, but as I said last time, when a man touches the much softer skin compared to a man's skin of a woman, a chemical process is started in the man's body, arousing him and flushing your brain with chemicals.
Maybe.
You have an instant bonding reaction, which is why when you are going through a hard breakup because the girl did something really horrible, like I don't know, trying to kill you or something, do not let her try to make up with you by being in the same room, by letting her try to touch you, because that's what she wants to do. So, because she doesn't know the neurochemical process that happens, but she usually knows that if she does this, you will melt. And it's in lots of the you can see this in criminal psychology a lot as well, where that advice is given. Because it's just an effect that's there. The other thing I wanted to say, if I still remember it, nope, it's gone.
All right, good. Let's keep going.
Has been shown, especially when those same characters aren't allowed to have the same bearing on the plot in any meaningful way, or do in really, really horrible ways, or they get treated like they're less than other characters.
Oh, the killer joke, my favorite anime.
Yeah, it's amazing Japanese creation.
Even more.
trivialized rape.
Oh, that's why my brain went blank, because this was just nonsense screenshot.
Okay, so here we go. He's going to just read it, so I'm not going to read it for you.
Really bad message to men and young boys at times that can be really harmful, especially when young...
To who? Women or men? Which one? In general?
Young boys, it says.
As I explained before, when these accidental sexual moments happen in anime, it is usually embarrassing for both characters. You see that the girl is very embarrassed. Yeah, or the guy gets some physical bad treatment.
Like, if anything, it more teaches you that if you touch a girl, she will hit you.
Yeah, and bloody hell, I should have done that with this cretin. That one time, I think he would have flown through the wall because it was a very thin one. I was way too late back then. Yeah, but this is the thing. Where do you see this happening in anime?
What shows does you
The
watch
message
where
you
it
get
doesn't
from these
get...
scenes is do not touch girl unless she wants to. They do not need to speak it out. This is your whole no means no nonsense. They don't need to speak it out, but you are such dumb people that you need to have it all spelled out. And if you don't have it spelled out to you, because you are incapable of interpreting the pictures on the screen without having someone like in a children's picture book saying, this is a bad thing, do not do it. You don't understand it.
What is he watching where it never says...
sort of hentai that ignores this.
Yeah, so we just need an example in this case because he's saying it's a harmful message to boys how to treat women, when I'm quite sure the artist and the storyteller knows exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it.
That's why the negative reaction comes, because the personal space is violated, because
this is the argument
the
we have.
touch consent is violated, whether actively or by accident. That is what's happening.
These are the same arguments we had with Anita Sarkeesian at the time when she was saying, depiction of violence towards women are bad. It's like, yeah, the game is telling you it's bad. You're losing points because it's bad in the Hitman example, and that's not your mission. So what are you doing? Don't do that.
Yeah, I have the feeling that these Puritan brainwashed kids, like this he sounds like a kid, think somehow that in some magical fashion that the message is supposed to be brought across to not do the bad thing without ever showing the bad thing.
Well, usually it's not full-on rape or whatever,
and that doesn't work.
The scenario is, depending on the anime style.
I don't understand what these people want. Do they just want the show to stop and have a PSA like, hey, just don't touch people when they don't want you to?
Like, it wouldn't be a very good show, especially live action, if there's some sort of rape that just, it's like 1/20th of the way there and gets prevented. That'd be kind of boring. I'd be like, what the hell just happened? Did he try and touch her? Was he about? Like, I want to know exactly what happened. So I need to see the activity. Not all of it, just enough for me to go, oh, that's what's going on. That's bad. And then we see the reaction of the woman screaming or the friend jumping in to help or whatever.
Yeah.
Every show just needs that black guy from that one commercial to come out and put his hand on the guy and just go, stop.
Yeah. And if you bring up hentai examples, that would defeat your point, because you're talking about young boys and young girls who are not supposed to watch it in the first place.
Well, and
because
even
that
then,
is adult content.
Hentai has its own standards from Japan, as we all know. The creation of the hentai-tentacle back in the day, that they weren't allowed to depict phalluses of any denomination, even though some of the tentacles...
I mean, even in hentai, like, rape is still depicted as a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so
and every time it happens, as I said it 5 times, every time it happens on accident, the guy is sorry, is embarrassed, is tries to repent, or gets a whacking anyway.
All right, here it is. We got here. Francis Board Coppola, thanks for this one. In Generation Kill, most of the characters joke about gay sex. This is a trivialization of gay sex. I wish these pants shitters would stop making these videos. The editing, voice quality, and points are bad. They have less value than my son. They should just watch these actual animes that have these depictions and then talk about specifically them and why they're good and bad. Because then we can go, oh, thank you. Let's go watch it right now and see what the hell you're talking about if you're full of shit. Because right now, this is all theoretical stuff. And we're sitting here going, how is this a harmful message? Who is it harming? How is it harming? Do we have proof of that? Do we have kids in Japan on Saturday morning or Friday night or whatever watching this stuff and going, ooh? And you're like, oh, maybe there are a demographic. Maybe we have stats and analytic data that we can say how this works and who is hurting. Because if it's only like 1% or 4%, I don't really care. kids shouldn't be watching this stuff if that's the case, if the content's there. Because if they were mature, and let's say they're still 13 years old or whatever, and they're smart enough to watch it, they wouldn't have a problem. They want to watch it. They purposely watched it because it has that, because it has stuff the other anime doesn't. That's why you watch any anime. Anyway, one more from Asperger King. Have it your way. This guy assumes everyone is a sniveling soy boy without a father figure like he is. Ooh. And that's why entertainment will cause guys to treat women bad. Just because he read a comic book and I inspired beat his girlfriend to death doesn't mean we all are. Okay, I think I know what you're saying there. I'm not sure what the emotional or mental reaction is to create a video like this. I couldn't quite tell you because I don't have these, I wouldn't even say pernicious thoughts, just retarded. They just come out of nowhere. I can't figure out exactly how
this is just a plain propaganda lines, slogans. There is no thought to it. He works from, he has the dogma, dogmatic points, the dogma, and then tries to work through it and justify it.
Yeah, it's kind of
so
like,
he is a useful idiot who believes to do the right thing because he was told this is what you do to do the right thing, to be a good person, and has become a propagandist and activist and agitator for this message without understanding it himself. Because if he would think hard enough about it, he would realize that this is all nonsense.
I think if you were to swap his methodology, swap his religion with actual religion, like, I don't know, Christianity, and imagine a hardcore New Testament person talking about, Jesus would never do this. This is not something they would ever teach. This is not something they ever do. And you'd be like, yes, that's true in the New Testament, but the Old Testament had all kinds of bad things in it, like rape and murder and pillaging and brimstone and, floods. So, yes, the Bible had all kinds of horrific things as parables that you should not do, or else bad stuff will happen to you. And that's why we have, not the only reason, but half the reason why we have stories in the first place is to teach a lesson.
Yeah. And that's why anime also shows consequences of bad behavior, bad actions. Something SJW comics lack, by the way. I remember the She-Hulk comic where the SJW written She-Hulk stops a police transport which likely killed the driver to get out the criminal, to have him being beaten up by either her or by her or his victim, because there was supposed to be more justice. That is not a hero. That is insane.
That's a villain. That's literally a villain move.
Yeah, stopping the transport of a criminal from whatever penitentiary so that she can deal with
to enact vigilante justice.
Yeah, which likely killed the driver in the way the frames were drawn.
Not even Batman would do that shit.
Yeah.
And he's nuts in the head too.
Yeah. Anyway, point 3, I'm still waiting for example. Maybe he'll give us one.
Boys don't often understand that the stuff they're watching isn't acceptable to do in real life.
Yes, they do. They do. Violence.
Like, the show literally makes the context literally shows you that it's not respectable to do.
Also, to correct my point, my point about Batman, not even Batman would do the thing She-Hulk did, and he is an actual vigilante.
Well, in the example, he's just talking about. I've never seen a good rape. Even Rape Man is considered bad. Even Rape Man, which does have redemption of the rapee. It's still punishment. It's a bad thing that's happening to them, even though they come to the realization that yes, I'm a bad person. I did.
Well, it's torture.
It's torture, yeah, essentially.
I just can't get over the existence of Rape Man. What the hell?
It's amazing. I was like, holy shit, this is a thing. Awesome. Anyway.
Yeah. In general, I want to say, manga anime depicts consequences of actions. and of violence, of injury. Way better, by a long shot,
It's like
than Western media.
The artists are like
Western media glosses over that all the time in anime, manga. It is even. I remember even in Doremi is magical girl anime for little girls.
right.
And so that they're all witches. But you have the red-headed girl, the green and the blue-haired girl, and I think it was the blue-haired girl, because the blue-haired is always the caring, shy one. She had a crush on a boy who plays soccer and who got his leg injured, and she wanted to help him with a healing spell. But of course, he can't know because she's a witch, so that's secret. And so even the boy wouldn't even know she'd do it. However, the way that healing works, and it's like the girls, I don't know, they look like 10 or 12 at best. The way healing works in Doremi is you can't actually heal the wound. You can only transfer it to yourself. So she took the sprained ankle, leg, whatever, onto herself, and the episode ends with so the boy can do the soccer competition, doesn't even know she did the sacrifice for him, and she walks, she limps into the sunset down the street. For a kids show, quite touching. And the thing is, it shows the consequences of actions and of injury on several layers. It's greatly done.
Okay.
I can't remember when I last saw that in a Marvel or DC comic, or rather the animations.
Here is Tyler Preston. Thanks for the one. I've watched a documentary called Misrepresentation that practically said the same BS message about how sexualization of women in media will teach young boys to mistreat them. I am sick and tired of this monkey see, monkey do nonsense. This is the same argument about violence in video games. It's people know when they're watching fiction. People know the cutesy, colorful characters bouncing around on TV aren't real.
When they're sane, yes.
Yeah.
And this is the same thing with the Christian moms that I love to bring up, who think that, this movie and this music and this video game makes you violent. Because what they actually do is they have trouble discerning fiction from reality, and they get these reactions because this is part of this whole narcissism thing. They get these reactions because the emotions that they see, the superficial ones, they flow over to them. They become their own emotions because they can't distinguish between theirs and that of other people, including, apparently, in some cases, the fictional stuff on a screen. And they project this inability onto everyone else because they cannot imagine how it could not be that way because they have never mentally grown past that. And the SJWs are doing the same thing with sexualization. That's why they want to ban sex, and the Christian moms want to ban violence. Mainly.
Okay. I'm waiting for an example here. I want to see it.
I mostly want to address anime that kind of push these ideas today, but don't be surprised.
This is Goblin Slayer.
Off track, end up talking.
This was Goblin Slayer. We mentioned that. In Goblin Slayer, rape is depicted as bad. It's the reason we kill the goblins, because they rape everyone.
Destroying the rapist.
Yes, because goblins have an actual, literal rape culture. Rape and slavery. Goblins bad. That's why we want to get rid of them, because goblins bad monsters. My God, what the hell? How do you think Goblin Slayer in any way perpetuates the sexualization of women? If anything, it shows that, sexualization of women bad because you get rapey goblins. Oh, God.
All right.
About something else as well. I have a very scattered brain.
I don't know what this is.
So now that we're finally getting to the meat and potatoes of this video,
That's racist. That's actually racist.
Well, this is
Took us
like the most
3
meta.
fucking minutes.
I'm making a video, guys, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about this thing. By the way, this is the meat and potatoes of the video, where I'm going to be talking about the thing I was mentioning before. It's like, okay, can you?
Am I supposed? But this is a real question. Am I supposed to take this as a racist jab against me because Europeans have been called by the Chinese potato noses for one, or big noses, and Germans in particular are called Kartoffeln, means potatoes. It's a dismissive way of calling you that.
Okay.
So, am I supposed to be insulted by your racist jab, or am I not allowed to because I'm white, so I'm not? You can't be racist against me. What am I supposed to call you? A piece of coal?
Back in grade school, we were learning how to structure writing a paper, and they gave us those sheets with the hamburger on it. You had the patty on or the bread on top and the patty, and then all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to write your structure, your paragraphs in it. I don't think you're supposed to actually label them.
The meat and potatoes
Just
of the burger.
smoothly transition into where you're going.
Yeah, well, he is obviously lost the fine art of essay writing. There's a reason why we learned it that way. It works in life. And you don't just jump into ideas because you think it's a good thing to do.
It's rare I hear that people learn something in school.
Another thing when you write, you don't write I think or I believe, because by saying it, you're implying it.
Anyway, back to the white
Technically,
angry old man, whatever he's watching anime. Anyway,
Yeah, I don't think this man is watching anime.
well, that's what he's implying.
Let's talk about
All you
rape.
fun at Getty Images.
Rape is a difficult subject to talk about, especially
Oh, really?
when men are involved in the conversation. A lot of times men think that most women lie about rape. A fact that is very untrue. It's like less than 10.
No. There are women who lie about rape, and actual rape
He
victims
literally pulls
suffer
up
because of that. That's the
He
problem.
literally has pulled up a study that's been disproven multiple times.
Yeah, I want citations
What year is
here.
this from? What year is this from?
Who knows? Oh, the actual
This
video?
years
Is
ago.
a study that's 95%
Yeah, the video.
of women.
The video is 2 years old.
And I,
think
want to
that
say
was
the study was
disproven
from
by
like
then.
2016.
Yeah.
Not a single link to any of these sources, by the way.
95% do not report it. That's bullshit. I'm sorry, that's bullshit.
I love it
when you
people just...
classify looking at someone wrong or someone whistling after you as rape, you have mental issues.
Well, when people start
And we've seen
referencing
the
things...
articles of the same women that complained about, oh, men are sexist, they whistle after me.
when people
Then they turn 40, and the same woman writes an article how she misses being dog whistled after.
Well, when people start referencing stats without pointing to the study of the doctor or the college or whoever did this actual experiment or did the canvassing, who did this study? Where did you get these numbers? What methodology did they use? It's very simple just to link to, because these things are public knowledge. It's all published and seen. You can get access to them. So I don't like, was it 3 in 4 women are raped on campus, or that bullshit number? Like, that's ridiculous. That doesn't happen.
And besides, most people didn't think that most rape allegations were false until this started happening.
Are you aware that the 2 women who started this Me Too hashtag movement bullshit were actually making up
liars.
the allegations?
Yeah. It was the mattress girl and some other one, and they were both found out to be liars.
Yeah, so the whole movement is founded on a lie, which kind of makes everybody who told their story in that, whether true or not, seem more phony, because it's founded on a lie, not on actual cases, not on real cases. So rather, we should figure out how do we punish someone who makes false allegations about this, because this is life destroying. And did you know the Code of Hammurabi, the oldest written law text of humanity that we have, as far as I'm aware, does mention that anyone who makes a false allegation against someone should be punished in the way of the allegation, as if he or she had committed the allegation, which means that any woman who would have made a false rape allegation would be punished by law as if she was a rapist. To which the punishment would be death under Hammurabi, but I'm sure we can do something more civilized.
Another thing, he says that men are the problem with this conversation, as if men don't typically believe women in the first place. Like, one of the quickest ways you could probably get a man beaten up in society is being a woman and saying, he touched me and I didn't want him to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and yes, Cyber in the chat makes it more clear that this is very important wording. The estimated 95% who do not report their rape. It means that they estimated, they guessed, they made up the number of non-reported cases. So they just claim that the vast majority of women, 95%, do not even report their rape. How can you extrapolate that? How? This insane number. How does no one in this movement question that? How do you, who make this video, Flashcut, do you not question this? How does this study come to the conclusion that 95% of cases are not reported? Because how do you know that they're not reported when they're not reported? How does that work? We call these in German, the word is Dunkelziffer. It means it's literally translated the dark number, which is something where we do understand there is an unknown number of cases that are never reported in every crime for various reasons. We are aware that exists. However, making the claim that 19 times more cases exist than have been reported is simply insane. You have to base that on something if it's that extreme a number. And at the same time, we are not allowed to talk about the actual rape culture in Islam, because that's culturally inappropriate. That's racist somehow.
Anyway, let's just keep going.
10% of rape cases are lies. Not even mentioning how over 90% of rape cases will never see a trial or conviction anyway, but whatever. But this doesn't stop men from writing stories
No.
Specifically
That is not what the text said. That's not what the text said, that they do not see a conviction, etc. The text said they're not even reported. So of course these fantasy cases can't even get to a trial or conviction because they're not even reported. That's the point.
Okay.
Can you read?
Also, looking at
you
this
can't
picture,
understand pictures. You can't understand the language of pictures, and you can't read.
look at this picture and tell me, who do you think is probably the bad guy in this situation?
The girl, because she's refusing.
Yeah, because she's obviously kicking him. That's also violent assault on the guy with his psychotic eyes.
Also, I'm like 90% sure this is from the Gun Gale Online season of Sword Art Online, and I don't think this guy is trying to rape her. I'm pretty sure he's trying to murder her.
Oh, his expression fits both.
Well, anytime you have that wide-eyed look, something's wrong. So, anyway, I'm still waiting for an example. I like the fact he's posting an image. I just want some context and some description of what's happening. So, okay, let's go.
Raped as motivate men, or killed as motivation for men as well. Sometimes both.
This is
freaking.
manga. This is not anime. This is the Joker. This is Western
let's
stuff.
just go.
And
This is
it's
still
also
the Killing
shown as,
Joke.
Look. Nobody thinks the Joker is a good guy, and it's good to do this.
This is
No,
not worthy of talking about because it's outside.
God.
No, this is the totally non-issue of refrigerating people, which is fucking stupid.
This guy
I think,
does
like,
not
he just believes
understand
that, like, any
how.
depiction of rape is like wrong. But like
Yeah.
on the other hand, like how are you gonna write stories if we just gonna lower like the threshold of a story? Like
If
what
you
can
write
we
a
show?
story where a bad thing happens to a girl, you can't do it. It's not
Yes.
allowed. Burn it.
We just
My
gonna like
guess
minimize
is-
as much input as possible. Like media is going to be as inoffensive as possible if we just go down with that. I understand that there's like a limit as how far violence can go. Like
If we
how much
just
is it
show-
enjoyable, but like this is not going
And
a
it's-
good way.
And it's especially bad when it's going to motivate a man to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
If
it
we
doesn't
just-
work. Like Wisp can talk about a lot, but like there's like so many laws to limit down like the violence that you can see in German media or like anything that, and video games that come there. That's like it's so infamous.
We
Like,
have the
even
blood
just,
I
like,
looked up
removed.
a lot
We have
about-
the
a
blood
lot
turned
about
into
gaming,
green
and
in Mortal. We have either the blood completely removed. We have the blood turned into other colors. We have the humans turned into aliens or robots. In Command and Conquer, in German Command and Conquer, all the soldiers were not humans anymore. They were all cyborgs.
yeah, I no, no.
When they die, they make a sound, and instead of red blood, it's black oil.
Yeah, that and like, what was it? Like I play like Left 4 Dead, and the German version has like 0 blood for the zombies, which is already like hilarious because like it's like an 18+ game, so like there's
Yep.
no blood at all, no bruises, nothing. And in Team Fortress 2, like players explode and become presents, or like gears, or like scrap metal, pretty much.
Ammo.
It's like so stupid. Goddamn.
Yeah, I'm surprised Unreal Tournament wasn't censored in Germany. But
Anyway.
most 18+ stuff is censored as if it's children's products.
Yeah.
What I wanted to say about this here is the socialists seem to believe, similar to the Christian fundamentalists, that if only we show everything to be super nice all the time, and it's everything people can see, they will never get bad ideas and thus never do anything bad.
Yes, they will.
But that is their logic. I think I've read an essay a long time ago that stated this. That they believe, because they believe in everything is socialization. So if you never give someone the idea of doing a bad thing, the person cannot ever come up with it. It's part of this whole Oedipal nonsense. The second thing with this is that by removing depictions of actual rape stories in comics, manga, anime, and in film, and which often are just implied anyway, as the act itself is often just implied, but you get enough information to be disturbed by it and feel empathetic for the usually girl. Is that if they remove all of this, nobody will have an actual understanding. It's maybe what they hope, what the really bad socialists hope, that if nobody has an understanding of the actual bad deed, that they can start calling all the lesser offenses, like just accidentally touching you, rape, that they can get away with that they can then redefine it, because we don't actually know anymore what the actual word means.
Yeah, it's kind of like a really fucked up version of the Overton window.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is not about anime, so I want to keep going because he is stalling.
A lot of times in entertainment, women suffer, but it's never explored for them, only with respect to how it affects
Lie.
the men in their life. Stop and really think
bullshit.
about
That's complete bullshit.
That
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
He's just lying.
when we talk about a story, we're talking about a main character. The secondary characters do get their moment to shine. I was just watching an anime today about a secondary character who was going into a forced marriage, and it's a woman, and she's doing it because she thinks it's good for her family, not for her, but she's doing it anyway. And it's pretty much half and half, or if not 60 to 40, of the woman being sad and dealing with conflict and what does she do is right and wrong. Because that's the plot. That's the plot of that episode. And this guy's trying to save her from that, and we don't know what's happening. And it's all suspense. That's the nature of it.
And
if you take that away, there's no story.
And right now, he's just talking about refrigerating, which is a trope that I think we've covered on the Smudcast before. And it's nonsense.
There is a certain part of fridging which does make sense, but that's for stories, not for characters. It's good for showing the multiple levels or the multiple plots of a certain effect. Let's say, killing a person could cause these 3 other things that no one was expecting except the murderer knew this was going to happen to cause some other event that no one could predict, except if you were Batman, you could predict this because you're super smart, or what have you, which happens plenty of times in manga and anime of the overpowered character trope who's very plot worthy. He knows the behavior of others, especially his opponents. That's why he does things certain ways, and why he wins, because he can predict things.
Also, refrigerating only ever happens to women in these cases for some reason, even though more of the time this bad shit also happens to a guy friend of the main characters, or
SJWs never see it when it happens to guys. We do the most extreme
by the
sexist
definition
hypocrisy
of
we've seen with
refrigerating,
moralities.
by the definition of refrigerating, the entire Band of the Hawk was refrigerated in Berserk during the eclipse.
Yes,
Example for anime that deals with the effects of rape. Goblin Slayer is obvious. He's bringing that up and just lies about it.
Also Berserk.
Yeah.
If
that starts with
didn't
that.
rape Casca, would he be one of the most hated villains of all time? I highly doubt it.
Yeah, and an older anime is Now and Then, Here and There.
Well, the death of a loved one.
Watch it. You just need to get through it's all great. The toughest stuff is in the first episode.
The death of a loved one, especially women, do impact the audience just because they're women. Doubly so if the women are relevant to the main story, like the main character, their girlfriends, their wives, their sisters, whatever.
People naturally react very badly to bad things happening to women, children, and animals.
Yeah, this is pretty normal stuff. It's reasons
Also, old
why
people
get angry, seek revenge. It's pretty standard in murder mysteries. It's pretty standard in every story, really. Murder or death or killing is everywhere. So whether you think that's bad for women is kind of ridiculous, because I think we can all say, yeah, killing women is bad. And the audience knows it. The characters on the screen know it, or the book know it. They're crying. They're sad. They want revenge. They're doing all these flashbacks. They're doing all this motivation.
People die if they are killed.
Yeah.
Killing and hurting
we need to
people
explore
is
the consequences of the characters who've been killed and how they deal with having been killed.
Kind of important to kill off characters that are relevant. Yeah, it's weird how that works. So, anyway, here's
by his law.
Here's White Knight Leo. Inside every man are 2 wolves. Both are gay.
Well, they're obviously furry, so of course they're gay.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay. Anyway, back to this horrible video.
How many stories female lead, if you can even call her a lead, who gets raped or killed as motivation?
Examples, please. What are we watching? Is this an hentai?
This looks like some hentai comedy thing.
I don't know what's going on here.
What is this?
Sword Art Online again.
This is Sword Art Online? Okay.
Yep, this is from the second part. This character was kidnapped during the first part of the show. Well, and now she's in a simulation again. and she just escaped from her cage by figuring out how to put in the code through his reflection. So this is actually a scene that's kind of showing how powerful she is, because even when her vision was limited by having it censored whenever she looked at it, she figured out how to uncensor it so that she could escape from her cage and try to leave, and these guys catch her.
Okay, so this I'm assuming is a rape scene. Why else would he be talking about?
Well, it's
They grab her.
ropers.
They grab her and they kind of grope her, but there's no like actual rape.
Okay, see, this is the problem. I don't
like
care.
Comedy.
Yeah, if you're not giving me rape, if you're not giving me the thing on the screen that you're talking about, you're wasting my time. If you want to be serious, be serious. If you want to be funny and stupid and it's bad for men and women, but not really. I'm not going to show it on screen because that would be wrong. It's like, no, shut up, be serious, and show me serious stuff. Don't joke around.
Yeah. Also, the maker of Sword Art Online has turned a bit SJW, so you already won that battle. Stop complaining.
Anyway,
you got your win.
For a main kid to go ham on some bitches.
Also, again, it's clearly
just
bad
right off the
in
top
this
of my
scene.
head, Batman the Killing Joke, The Punisher, and everything he's in. Billy Butcher.
the Punisher.
anime.
The Punisher kills people who are bad.
I'm
Specifically
guessing he's
criminals.
talking about his motivation because his family was killed.
Yeah, but even then, this is not anime. Like, what? Why are we changing
No, it's
genres?
showing us more Western stuff. And oh god, what was it? The Boys.
No.
This is
Basically,
the
what
Boys.
he's saying
These are all horrible people. These are all
Basically what he's
almost
saying
all
is
of the
bad
people
for
on screen right now
protecting
are
people
bad
motivated by
people.
Yeah, these people. Yes, not so much the Punisher.
This is not the same genre, not even the same media. I don't know why we're talking about Western.
It's not even the same continent.
Like, what's the point of this? Representation and sexualization in anime, not random HBO programs or whatever this is on.
From The Boy. And Louis, actually. I
Boys.
think, is that his name? Louis? I don't remember.
Did you say the boy?
Or
I
the
can never
Boys
remember
with
the
two
name of that
girls.
character. He's not the most interesting character in the show. Kirito and SAO, like, twice. Berserk. Death Note. Fantastic Beasts 2.
Okay,
What
what is going
happening?
on?
What is this? What?
You can't just say titles. Which parts? Which are bad? How are they
I'm
bad?
guessing he means Berserk I guess he means Guts being motivated by the rape of Casca. That's the only thing I can think
maybe?
of.
Yes, or like haunted by the fact that like that one time he almost did it.
Because
To
she's
Casca.
totally
You should-
refrigerated, despite
Yeah.
being in most of the manga.
Yeah, you should
The
not.
whole point
What
of
is this? You
refrigerating
should not.
being bad was supposed to be that it took the character and made them an object, but the character is still there as a character in the Berserk example, so it doesn't even fit what they fucking mean.
Yeah.
The whole plot
What's
of
his
Berserk is to
message
get
here?
Cheska's. Was it her soul back or was her mind back?
Casca, well, she's like a potato, and like
Yeah.
they managed to like get her back. Yes.
Yeah.
In recent.
She's a vegetable.
Well, yeah, for like 17 years.
Like retarded for a while.
Yeah.
So
She wasn't a vegetable. She wasn't in a vegetative state.
Well,
Yeah, but him
yeah.
him stating
It's complicated.
his initial messages that the depiction of rape, etc., is bad and sets bad examples, etc. Applying this
Berserk-
to Berserk would
Berserk
mean
isn't a manga
that-
for kids.
that for one, but it following his message, that would mean that the consequences and actions of the characters around the rapee are wrong, that you should not be motivated to seek justice and restoration for the raped character that you care about.
And I don't.
Like, what kind of message is that? That's way more horrible.
Well, I don't know the exact example that he's showing on screen. Is it the second or the sequel to the Amazing Beasts?
the second one, yes.
Yeah, was there a rape?
I don't know that
I
either.
really
Has
don't think there
anyone
was a
watched
rape
that?
in there. I really don't think there was. I never watched it, but I highly doubt that is something that Rowling would write about.
All I know about the second one is that Grindelwald and Dumbledore are gay for each other. That's
Yeah,
the only
but
thing I remember.
Like
Or
that,
Rowling is free shots now because she's turf. So
it's just
She's not left enough.
yeah. But I want to know what's wrong with all
Not
of these
mad
shows.
enough.
Like Death Note, was there rape in Death Note? I don't even remember.
Mia was almost raped by that guy, or Misa. I mean,
Misa? By which guy?
Yeah.
But like it was such a
one of the
short
Shinigami
scene.
saved her before she was.
Oh, really? Rem did it? Rem saved her? I can't remember. This is
Not
bad.
Rem. We talked about this before on the Death Note episode.
She was attempted rape. I don't remember, honestly.
I don't think
And actually, I don't think it was an attempted sexual assault. I think he tried to stab her.
Oh.
No, it was some different person. Like I know which scene you mean. I think as Ram was seeing that this other Shinigami was like writing the Death Note.
Yeah.
Nah.
Rem
Yeah,
gave Misa the Death Note of the Shinigami that saved her.
Yes.
So here's White Knight Leo. Thanks again. Only SAO Progressive was good. The rest is crap. These are things I haven't even watched. So
I only watched the first season of Sword Art Online, and like it's fun at first, and then it just devolves into bullshit, and I just stopped watching it.
okay. Anyway, we're 4 minutes in. I am not getting anything out of this video aside from a rambling person who is not focusing their ideas or giving me
He's not
examples.
staying on. Yeah, he admits he's scatterbrained, but this is beyond scatterbrained because he's not even staying on anime.
Well, he's not making an argument. He's
now
just saying
bringing
rape
up
is bad.
examples,
He's
but
like,
he's
yeah,
not explaining any of his examples or anything.
yeah. Here's a movie. It's like that's a movie. Thanks. What happens?
Yeah,
Where, when,
Yeah.
who?
yeah. Look, and this is how this is. Look, childish mind. You believe that we automatically know everything that's going on in your head and why you think what you think by you just naming random things. That's not how it works. We do not have the exact same knowledge as you. We do not think like you do. We do not know the conclusions you have in your head. You have to tell us. We are
The
not
only
mind
people you're going to
readers.
convince with this video is people who already believe the exact same thing.
Yeah. And people who do not think, who just are swept away by the same emotional arguments. It's just more dogma reinforcement.
All right.
Welcome to the
Electric
cult.
Boogaloo. In all of these shows and movies, a female character gets raped, and if she manages to be in the show or movie or whatever for longer than her fucking rape scene, she won't ever get to address it in her own character arc. Her rape is only
Why would she need a character arc?
Casca is literally currently, after 20 fucking years, able to even address it, and she can't because she can't remember that scene, or she'll start to revert back into the into her scarred version. So she
Welcome to
can't, but
PTSD.
she's working on it.
Mm-hmm. You know, PTSD kind of blocks processing what happened to you. It's kind of the problem.
She can't
Right,
even
that's right, that's
physically
right.
be around Guts without remembering the eclipse. So it's physically painful to be around the person that she fucking loves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is how fucked up PTSD is. It creates absolutely horrible. I hate the word, but triggers that associate across categories, where even a tertiary across several hops of items, even a tertiary thing that doesn't even actively have to do anything with the actual thing that happened may just remind you of the thing. The random example would be there was a wine bottle involved in whatever bad thing happened to you, and your brain makes because the threat assessment is so low resolution because of it, because it's the brain is so scared that we need to defend this body, this mind from everything that is even remotely close to this to this event to go into emergency mode as early as possible, and the brain completely overstimulates everything. It goes beyond where it should be, beyond where the body can handle things. So the low resolution threat assessment then goes from can then be triggered by a beer glass. So beer is not wine. The glass is not a bottle, but it is associated with drinking alcohol. And the brain makes these hops and then these jumps, and through let's say three categories can trigger your PTSD. And you yourself think, what, this is nonsense. Why is this doing this to me? And SJWs don't understand this. They don't explain this correct because most of them don't have PTSD. And trigger warnings are not going to help you either because they're just going to trigger you.
I watched Fire Force, and when I was a kid, there was a fire that really affected my family. And when I was watching Fire Force, there was one episode, I don't even know why, but I had to keep pausing the episode and walking away to calm down because it was affecting me that way. So you're right. It's complete. You understand how stupid well, I don't want to say stupid. It's not the right word, but trivial the scene actually is. But you feel something, and it won't go away unless you walk away from it.
Yeah, there's something benign, completely benign in it, and something that is surprising because you may not ever have encountered it before. But that benign thing across several jumps is giving you this reaction. And because you didn't even know that your brain made these connections because they were never triggered before. And yeah, you can go through your whole life without anything like that coming out. So most people have at least one minor trauma in their lives, but that is not a let's say noteworthy level of burden in most people, and most trauma gets processed out anyway. It's just that the PTSD types, that is the relevant stuff, and even there, while the lower, the lesser cases are taking up some space in people's heads, they can manage their lives anyway, and usually the things never come up again. It's only relevant with the tougher cases, medium to severe. I'd say I'm generalizing hard here, and that of course can include rape. Not all rape creates PTSD. That's also relevant to know. Psychological abuse is way worse than physical abuse. Every victim of that went through both admits that, says that, and address the when you have these noteworthy levels of PTSD, you are, especially when SJWs often say, I have crippling PTSD. If you had crippling PTSD, you wouldn't go to university, you wouldn't be able to have a job, you wouldn't be able to be a consistent activist, you would trouble have going outside.
And trigger warnings wouldn't help you.
No, trigger warnings would fuck you up because trigger warnings are triggers. That's what SJWs don't understand. SJWs do not understand PTSD. They do all this virtue signaling shit because they think it's better for people, that helps people. It's not. It's helping hysterical people that may or may not have Münchhausen syndrome, where they act as if they have the horrible thing, and they may even believe they have the horrible thing, but they don't actually have the horrible thing. They have some issue, yes, but it's not that.
Anyway, back to the video. Talking about Sword Art Online, I hope.
Important as to how it affects the men in her life. Barbara Gordon was shot in the...
Wait. Let's go back there.
Why are we talking about Barbara Gordon?
Was shot in the stomach by the Joker, paralyzed, and then raped while she bled out in her own home in front of her.
She was raped? I don't remember that.
I think it's in the. I don't remember. I know it's in one version of it. I've heard about it.
I'm not familiar with all of this stuff and these Batman stories. I'm sorry.
Probably
I just
right.
don't. I just don't remember. I just don't remember.
Anyway,
I don't think
has
it was ever
nothing to do
confirmed,
with
but I think it was
anime.
implied.
First, I doubt it's
Wasn't it
depicted
that
in any
you got
positive way.
crippled?
Secondly, it has nothing to do with anime.
The thing is,
of course, that goes without saying.
it is possible the Joker could rape someone, but that's not really his MO. We never really seen him do that before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't care about that. He cares about creating chaos.
If anything, Barbara raped Bruce in the movie.
Oh well, that's the movie.
Yeah, and if he tortures, he doesn't torture out of sadistic pleasure. He has this a weird complex that he is trying to send a message to make people understand something that only he understands.
Yeah, that he's crazy.
Yeah. And if he wanted sex, he could have Harley Quinn.
I mean, I could believe that he could do it out of the fact that it might piss off Batman enough to make him kill him.
That was
That's
the
all
whole,
the reason, probably.
That was the plan.
It would be the only thing that would make sense. But anyway, why are you showing us this non-anime for your bullshit about over-sexualization? Where is that here?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for the.
He has had like 3 examples that were anime.
Anyway,
I think he's shown us more examples of non-anime at this point.
Sword Art Online, Death Note, and he mentioned another one. I can't remember. Anyway.
Berserk.
Berserk. Yeah, Berserk. Yeah.
And then we saw single frames of Goblin Slayer and Demon Slayer.
Yeah, but he didn't really talk about it. He just mentioned it. It's just like, this is
Yeah.
so dumb.
Yeah.
Her father. But in the Killing Joke, we only really see how it affects Batman and Gordon. Batman
I don't know.
didn't
This
really
is
get to
like a
address
pretty
this-
decent
She gets her
frame that shows how it's affecting her being there with the Joker. Don't you think?
Jeez. When you're incapacitated, I think that kind of shows what's happened to you.
This douchebag needs everything spelled out, and it's the problem of these social justice warriors. They
story-
are retarded.
the
They are
story's
not mature. They're
all
not
about the
mentally
victim.
developed.
It's like, no, it's about the hero dealing with the problem and the villain causing the problem
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, you know, the problem with PTSD is that you don't always magically overcome it and have these wonderful Phoenix moments like Samus Aran had when she overcame hers and then killed Ridley to avenge her parents. And
In other M.
no, that was in the manga, in the prelude
thing-
manga.
The bad thing about PTSD is it makes it really fucking hard to actually confront your issue and get over it.
Yeah, it cripples you, and the on the really severe things, it is you can be able to face your fears in other things and overcome them. But when it's really severe PTSD, doing that same thing with the PTSD does not work because your body will just cave in.
We can.
You cannot just overcome that with sheer willpower.
We can actually.
Because this is not just fear. This is something else. It's not just a mental thing. Your brain completely overstimulates and overloads your whole body. Like something that can happen if you have ever had a panic attack. Some people have them before final exams, for example. Is your whole body, every muscle, every fiber cramps up to maximum capacity, and a few seconds later lets loose all at once when this is a really severe one, and then you just collapse as if in free fall. When PTSD causes that in you, how do you just overcome that? After that, you have absolutely no strength in any of your limbs. You just lie there. Probably you hit your head or some other part of your body. Hopefully you haven't hurt a joint or something, or even broken something, especially your head. But this is what PTSD does. It completely cripples you. It makes you defenseless. It makes you unable to fight on a severe enough level.
Does it also
And that's why you need help
make
from your friends and
retarded video
family.
like this? Does it also make people make retarded videos like this?
No, I think people make retarded videos like this when they haven't had any real pain in their lives before, because they don't understand what real pain is and how that works and what it does to you and what you can do about it.
Do I want to spoil it for you?
Well, yeah, in the case of The Killing Joke, she doesn't die. Like, she does get, as what's her name talked about in the refrigerator bullshit.
Yeah, she gets paralyzed from the waist down.
Yeah, and then she has a whole bunch of comics made after her as a result of her becoming Oracle. I mean, it's like, what do you want, sir? Like, what is your problem with characters getting hurt? Do you want
the thing?
Like, do you want these characters to just keep being strong, superpowered females, or do you want them to go through stages of pain and growth? Because
They have
people
to immediately address it, even though that's not how real healing works.
Yeah, it's just these people want Mary Sue's. Like, they want all the women to be Superman without the morals. Impervious to anything. Superman without the kryptonite weakness.
I don't know. Anyway, here's Adam Woodford, $5. Thank you, sir. In the later comics after The Killing Joke, Batgirl works through what happens, yes, and she becomes Oracle. She even helps train a new Batgirl. Yeah, I know. She becomes amazing.
Yeah, I think the problem he has is that it's not in the actual comic; it's in the follow-ups.
Well, I know, but
so he makes it.
This is like, I don't know, was this in the 80s? Like, this is a really old comic. I can't remember when it was done. But
I
Killing
thought it
Joke.
was
the
the 90s.
90s?
Killing
Yeah.
Joke was the 90s.
Yeah. It's been a while. Like, I know I went through it, but that was like a long, long time ago. And after that, they started developing her character more because she's still a good character to work with. So I don't know whether he just doesn't like the violence aspect. And, well, the violence could have been better. It's like, people complained about The Killing Joke too, I'm sure, because it was so like, wow, you killed off a major character or a secondary character, and that's not usually done in comic books, because everyone in comic books is static. They just pop back into existence because writers and different editions of Batman and different flavors. So that's normal. So to see that done that viscerally is like, whoa, violence, that's freaky. Usually it's for kids, but this is not. This is for adults. And I think the Parents Association of the 80s or whatever it was went, wait a second. I'm sure they did. So I don't care about the censors. I don't care about all these weirdos who can't handle the book that's not for them. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is adult material.
It's supposed to be that way. This is the point. You can't have the Joker going around and not killing people or not injuring them. That's ridiculous.
But Shmad, we have to make it about the people. We have to make it about the people that he injures and kills, especially when they're women.
Well, in The Killing Joke, it is about Barbara Gordon, so I don't know what he's.
Yeah,
but
it's also about him. It's even more so about the Joker.
Yeah, I don't get the problem. Plus, this is not an anime or a manga, so I don't know what the issue is.
Yeah, and it's the wrong age group.
Yeah,
everything is wrong. Everything he's saying and showing is wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Especially the Punisher. Punisher has none of this.
Yeah, I mean, we have all these wonderful authors back in the day, like Frank Miller and Alan Moore, doing all these great things. And he's like, "Oh, Alan Moore sucks because you didn't give enough focus to the females that get hurt." It's like that was the point. Didn't you read it?
The Punisher was motivated by his dead wife, so that's a no-no now.
Yeah,
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Yeah. Same with Green Lantern.
Wasn't Alan Moore the one that also did All-Star Batman and Robin?
He did a lot of great comics that people don't recognize him because he's so weird. Alan Moore hates comic books.
All-Star Batman and Robin just sucks ass.
So I don't see what this guy's complaining about. Barbara Gordon's a very fleshed out character, especially after and during she gets hurt. So anyway, let's keep going.
For herself for a while until like her New 52 comic, and that run doesn't even really suggest that she was sexually assaulted like The Killing Joke does. Asuna was sexually assaulted in SAO, but she never gets to address it once Kirito saves her. Like, not even once. Like as soon as she's safe, they just kind of like forget it even happened. I don't even know the name of the girl who was raped in Goblin Slayer's first fucking episode. I don't even remember if she survives after that or not.
No.
I genuinely can't
It's not
remember.
important.
Because like all that happened was she showed up with her team. They all
A
got
tertiary character. What happened?
Nobody in Goblin Slayer has a name. They're all classes.
Yeah,
This is like saying so much about this guy. Like he doesn't even know because he didn't see the thing. And like he's like, oh, I heard something that happened in this episode, and like that. Fuck off.
Yeah,
If
I
you're not
don't
even
remember.
genuine about it, then like don't even talk about it.
Like, even
I don't
his,
remember every name anymore with my fried brain on a live stream. That's one thing. When if I'd make a video, I'd make sure I have all the names right if they're available. And if I remember right, everyone but the priest girl were killed in that episode. Am I wrong on that?
No, this girl survived.
Really?
I think 2 of them survived.
She was impregnated and she got sent on a caravan thing to recover.
Oh. Yeah, they had this. I remember this card, and all the girls had these empty, dead eyes that were all looking down because they have severely traumatized by the event.
all right. Here's
So
Francis.
And Goblin
this
Slayer,
world
he
has such a
also-
huge problem with rapey goblins that they seem to have a healthcare system for raped girls.
And Goblin Slayer, he doesn't even have a name. He's just called Goblin Slayer. Other name, Orkbolg or something. I think it is.
It's
That
it's
just translates
different.
directly to Goblin Slayer.
Mhm.
All right. Here's Francis Bordacopla. Thanks for the one. When there was a sexual assault in the Punisher storyline, the Slavers, Frank really helps the victim, and her character is developed, so this guy's point is moot. Yeah, but he would have to actually have read the goddamn story to know about that. The comic also makes a point that Frank knows he won't change anything in the long run. I think Frank knows that what he's doing is trying to clean up the streets, trying to get things fixed, but it's just constantly every day he does it. So it's the same with Batman. He's just constantly fighting this war he's never going to win. Yeah, well, at least that's how it's depicted in the cities they inhabit. Because if they could win, it would be a happy ending of some kind.
I mean, the central problem with this video seems to be, I don't even think he's watched any of this stuff.
Rape is
Even
bad.
Berserk wasn't mentioned too much, other than like
Yeah.
one screenshot of the manga.
I think he's the type of social justice warrior who has heard there are mentions or scenes of the thing he's talking about in these things, lists them because of that without knowing any of the context.
He's
And thinks
he's a
that-
total
thinks that works.
secondary, and he's a secondary in complaining about these things. He's only complaining about them because other people have.
Yeah.
That's
Wes-
what it strikes
Wes-
me as.
Doesn't have any
Guess
knowledge
what
of his own.
his Twitter handle is?
Anti
Antifa librarian.
I knew it.
Really?
Yes, and
What
it's
is-
deleted.
Oh, he deleted it.
Yeah, or like got suspended. I don't know.
Fantastic.
Okay, you're a cultist.
Name yourself
just a
after a
cultist.
terrorist organization. That's great. All right. Glad to know who we're dealing with here.
got killed and then a bunch of goblins died, I guess, and like that's it. Because whatever. Sword Art Online is
Yeah, that's the name of the show.
Okay, like
Goblins.
not even addressing like what the goblins represent in that story, because it's like the Goblin Slayer is fucking simple. Like you can't get
Mhm.
any more simple than that. Like you can probably, but it's like you don't need to watch too many of those episodes to like get like what's up with the plot. Like there's goblins and like the people who like hunt them, because it's very obvious what they do. And like the guy can't even address that. He's just saying so much about how little shit he gives about this. And this is just grifting at this point.
This guy hasn't watched or read anything besides Harry Potter. It really shows.
Yeah, that too. The other thing is that like he says that like Suna was raped in the scene, but like aren't they in a video game?
Yes.
For a self-proclaimed librarian, exceptionally illiterate on what you're talking
She
about.
also wasn't actually raped in this scene. She was only groped again.
Yes.
Boop, boop.
All right.
Like he gropes her and he licks her cheek. That's what happens.
Oh no. Trauma.
Yeah, that's sexual assault, but it's not, and exploitation, but it's not rape yet.
All
And
right.
then Kirito gets Scary Stu powers and kills.
Right.
Yeah. And you know
She
in
uses the
the
cheat
legal
codes.
department we do make distinctions between these different levels because they are punishable on different levels as well.
Yeah. Kirito uses Scary Stu powers to get console commands. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
And it tries to redeem the villain of the first part, the guy who trapped everyone in Sword Art Online and killed hundreds of people.
Oh yeah, I remember. Like he tells him, Kirito, use the console.
Use the
It's
console,
fucking
Luke.
weird.
You can cheat your way through the whole game. Oh, okay.
Oh really? I can. Oh.
Why am I getting so angry? Anyway.
Especially frustrating because anytime shows like this focus on the man and his reaction to a girl's rape, it's sending a particular message.
Such as rape is bad?
The villain is evil. We must stop him. I hope the hero is going to overcome this. That's at least like what a normal human being would feel.
Yeah.
But
Please tell us what the message is in your psychotic mind.
Can you imagine a story where they get away with it aside from Berserk? Which is the impetus for the entire story after that?
Yeah, but the impetus for the story is to not let him get away with it.
Yeah.
But the only person in the scene who believes that Asuna is anyone's property is the villain. He thinks he's her property. I mean, he thinks she is his property.
yeah, exactly. And
Because-
what happens to the villain? He gets humiliated by Kirito of all
He
people.
gets stabbed by a 14-year-old boy in the parking lot of a
Yes.
hospital.
And he's like a CEO of something. Like he's like really rich. So like he had all this shit. handled
Yeah, he was
on-
basically gonna pay Asuna's father for her hand in marriage, basically.
Yeah. And then I think the guy, after this happens, like the guy approaches Kirito in the real world in a parking lot, and he loses a fight against the 14-year-old.
He tries to stab him, and
Yes.
Kirito wins.
How much payback can you have than this?
I beat you in a video game. Now I'm going to beat you in real life. Like, what?
I'm gonna beat you in real life while playing a video game.
Oh, boy. Anyway, this is getting really tiresome because I'm just like checked out at this point. I don't really care what he has to say.
But he's giving us his interpretation of what message this sends.
Yeah, well.
The villain raping Asuna is done
no, same
purely to
person
fuck with
take from the
Kirito.
same.
And that's basically
No, I want to hear what
all it
he's
was
saying.
for. And what he's basically saying to Kirito is, look at this thing you own. I've defiled it. I've taken something that belongs to
Yes, that's what villains kind of do. That's they downplay. You're pathetic. I'm amazing. Look what I can do to your toys. Yada yada. It's like, yeah, they're villains. Thank you. That's what they do.
Bad people.
Wow.
Yeah, you're showing us bad people. We don't like the bad people because they rape girls. Do you understand that?
What a discovery. Bad people do bad things.
Yeah. This is now I remember what I wanted to say before. It's like SJWs have a problem and do not want have a problem with and do not want villains to do bad things. That villains are not allowed to be depicted doing bad things because they're bad.
Like,
Bad
this is a
things.
character that anyone who's seen the show goes, yeah, this guy was a bad guy.
No shit.
What is the okay? With the villain thinking this, and we all dislike the villain, and we all dislike the deeds of the villain. What is your problem with the message?
Oddly enough, the message, like, I don't want to give Riki Kawahara that much credit for his writing, but the message is actually against Asuna being somebody's property.
Wait, but I want to be clear here. Does Asuna actually get raped?
No.
I didn't think so.
Oh.
It's always about to or sexual assault or whatever. It's like, yeah, groping, whatever. Yeah, it's like, yeah, but she doesn't actually get raped in the video game world.
No, she never gets raped in this scene.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
You and I have ruined. And I shouldn't have to explain why that's a messed up message to have.
Yes, you should, because I have no idea what you're coming from. The show
This is sentence structure. Oh God, what is this cacophonian bullshit?
But now
Wizards
Karita
just like,
feels
my eyes.
seeing her be defied. What? But how Karita
Yeah, this is not a sentence.
The show isn't concerned with how she feels, but how Kirito feels seeing. But how Kirito feels seeing her be defiled. What is wrong with that? We know.
And the show actually does care about how she feels, because in the show, she is in love with Kirito and doesn't want to be with somebody else.
I'm not. I mean, we just saw the scene of her getting kind of freaked out that this guy's touching her hair. I think that we know what she's feeling.
while she's captured.
Yeah, I know, but it's pretty obvious, right? Like, she doesn't like that. It's bad.
Okay, is she? How does she escape from that? Is she rescued
again,
or something?
This is
the
the man.
boyfriend
this is
saves.
yeah,
Okay, so the show
Kirito
is
is the
concerned
man
with
that she
getting
has
her out of
chosen.
that.
Kirito is the man that she has chosen, and the bad guy is the man trying to force himself on her.
How much exposition from Asuna does this guy want? Like, for her to say no is bad. I don't like this. I'm scared. I'm getting repulsed by this man who's touching me. Like, what
I
more do
think
you?
like there's enough of that in this.
They portray this season as portraying Asuna as a completely helpless person, but she actively works to free herself throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
Flashcard, what the fuck is your problem that you believe that because the villain sees Asuna as something to be owned, as somehow being a positive message conveyed to the audience? How you must be insane or retarded if you think that this is what kids take from this.
Okay, I think I missed a super chat from White Knight Leo about 7 minutes ago. Goblins literally breed by raping girls. They're not a natural species. They were created by a dark god to be a plague on mankind. Okay, that's pretty useful to know.
Yeah.
They
There's
are
no goblin females.
They are the main opposing force, and they pillage and rape, and they must be destroyed. That's their characterization. Okay, that's as far as it goes. Anyway, emotions from the male lead are bad because it's really the female is going through all the problems there. It's, not enough of the woman being hurt. Apparently, he wants more women to be hurt.
Because both of the characters reacting is a problem.
I don't get it. It's like there's not a balance. Like, what is appropriate response from the women? Like, we need an 80% content of
They
women.
all need to be Captain Marvel, freeing themselves from their shackles and beating up the villain themselves.
I don't know. I believe if we sat down with this guy saying, okay, if you want to talk about rape, you actually have to show it and depict it, right? Like, that's what visual media is for. So why wouldn't you want that? You have to give us a good reason. He says, well, you can do it. It's like, okay, if we can do it, then show me how this scene is bad. And he would have to say, well, there's not enough of the badness of rape. It's like, you're right. She doesn't actually get raped. She gets molested. She gets tied up. That's bad. These are all bad things.
I think even if she said it out loud that I do not want to be subjected to this suggestive sexual tension that I'm being treated by, even then he would be like, well, the creators are at fault here.
I mean, we get that molestation bad. This guy bad. The way he's drawn, the way his face is, his expressions are drawn. This is all repulsive. What is wrong with these SJWs that they do not understand how this works, how humans work, how the scene works, what it really means. Like, how do they think anyone takes from this that I should act like the bad guy? Like, what?
Yeah, to say
Well,
that
maybe we are dealing with an alien.
to say that the animators or the writer doesn't know how to depict a woman being sad or angry or scared or whatever, terrified from this potential rapist.
Women can only be written in a certain way.
Yeah, it's like, did you read the manga? There's lots of frames of her being repulsed and scared and all these other emotions that you want. So this is an argument for quantity, not the actual quality of the show having the things. Just it needs to have more. It needs more salt, more of the rape. It's like, oh, really? Okay. I mean, that's a fair argument, but he's not actually saying that clearly. He's saying the show isn't concerned with how she feels.
Clearly, what Sword Art Online needed was a scene after this where they sit down at a cafe and go, "So about that time you got raped."
Mm-hmm.
No, it should be like one of those like 80s cartoon PSAs. Like Asuna is going to like tell the kids that like rape is bad.
By the way, in today's episode, what the villain did was bad.
If someone tries to touch you in a place of West that makes you uncomfortable, that's no good.
Meanwhile, the sky is blue.
All right, let's
And
keep
the
going.
grass is green.
Stories that do this are
opposite
especially frustrating when we live in a society where like no rape victims get justice at all.
Oh, fuck off.
What?
Seriously,
Come
y'all
on.
don't know that
Move
90%
over to an Islamic country.
No rape victims get no justice at all. It's like, really? Okay. Just crimes happen. No
you
one
are
knows.
delusional.
He is pulling up the same study as before to prove
Yeah,
this.
just forget. Just keep going.
rape cases will never see a conviction, and less than 10% of cases are false. Right? So women can't get justice.
Okay, you know what? This is
10% is quite a
dumb.
lot.
This is just dumb. I knew it was going to be bad. This is not even worth going through anymore. He's not even talking about anime. He's talking about random shit. It's like, dude, get your facts straight. Watch an actual
Anyway,
show.
about anime, like The Killing Joke
Yeah, I mean, dude.
and The Boys. And what else was like Western
Cory in the House.
stuff?
The
Cory
Punisher.
in the House.
And being this far left, admitting that you have other mental issues, that you're scatterbrained, that you obviously are confused and cannot interpret human interactions at all.
Didn't he say
That
he
would
was
call-
trans
that
at the
would
beginning of
call.
the video?
Transsexual, lesbian, yes.
No, he said bisexual, I think.
Bisexual.
But that calls in question whether you're actually trans.
Well,
In this state of mind, no good therapist would give you that diagnosis.
Well, honestly, Wisp, like just claiming to be Antifa is kind of like a mental issue already.
The whole thing about being a trans bi black man, I was like, okay, well, I mean, you do you, buddy, but we're already read into that far enough.
Yeah.
And the first minute was enough for us to say, oh, okay, we know what we're working with this dude.
Yeah. In that case, you should be aware that the main cause of murder of black trans women are black men. Like, I think it was like 97 to 99%.
Wow.
So
Anyway.
if you want to be safe, move to any other area. Then you don't have to worry about that. If you think that's racist, fine, stay where you are.
Yeah. Anyway,
you do you.
We're going to do stream memes now because this is just a waste of time at this point. He's just quoting the same screenshots of a study that didn't make any sense. It was disproven a while ago.
That he didn't even link to.
There's nothing to link to aside from his whatever crap. Anyway, stream memes, a good anime, fan service, and the haters are only taking a picture
Focusing on the fan
the
service.
fan service.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would be holding that fan service phone. I'd be like, yeah, looking great. What logo is that? I don't know. It's like a Kiss logo, but for anime. Joe Crazy, manga, anime, Netflix. What the hell is...
Mr. Meaty from
God.
Nickelodeon.
That
also,
is-
you make the joke. We make the joke.
That's too accurate for Netflix.
Scary.
No, actually, like Joe Crazy makes the joke, but there's actually I think a live action adaptation in Japan just got announced for One Piece.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's amazing.
I mean, they actually look like the characters. That's a start.
Okay.
Nami is as sexy as she should be.
Why is there a picture of Stefan Hessel here?
Because angry
Because
white man.
Angry white man. For anyone who doesn't know, Stefan Hessel was the last surviving a person who worked on the original Charter of Human Rights. I think he died at the age of 101. I'd have to look it up. He got pretty old. And especially in the 2000s and 2010s, he still tried to get people up again to defend human rights and stand up against all the horrible, tyrannical, dystopian shit from wherever it comes.
Well, here is a great. I love this one. Japan. Let's draw our characters cuter. A wonderful little anime girl there. America. Let's draw our characters as the most horrid-looking people ever to exist.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That show can run. That show can run hell.
You know, when we learn to draw art, we learn to draw attractive, pretty things first. And in order to, lose those skills, you have to try really hard, or you were never taught in the first place. So, all right. Let's enjoy. Let people enjoy tits. But not just tits, anime tits. There's a big difference. Male feminist allies, sexual predators. Oh.
This is the most accurate graph.
Is that Sakura? What is that? I think it's
I
Sakura.
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh no, it's the Chans. Big titty femboys with vaginas instead of dicks. Isn't that just a girl then? No, it's a femboy, but with a pussy. What?
No, it's a girl. It's just a girl.
Imagine being such a sexual deviant, you deviate full circle to being straight.
Yeah.
Wait a second, that's a female, right?
It's gonna happen eventually. Mark my words.
Okay. Oh, not this one again. What's going on? We can't even air this not on government broadcast. An embarrassment of a woman. An embarrassment. I'm sick of your whining. Who cares what society says? This is who I am. I'll save the world with the power of sex appeal. If you hate skin that much, I've got something to show you. To be continued in chapter 281, The Guru of Lechery. Okay. See, this is not a meme, but it's kind of long to explain.
Sounds like one.
Yeah, it's a Rape Man abridged series.
Oh no, Monster Mike, Rape Man Forever parody. Well, I'm not going to press play for obvious reasons, but you can certainly press play on yourself when you come to the Stream Meme channel. Oh my God, Mark, what'd you do? They, them. High key, just a punk anarchist kid fighting the system by educating myself and learning with others through video essays, and also talking ab movies and stuff because something. If you want to help me keep making stuff, you can pitch in by going to my Patreon and subscribing for exclusive content and BTS stuff, not the boy band. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram for updates. Thank you for subscribing, Anansi, Antifa Librarian. What the wow.
And a pissed off wisp.
Yeah.
I'm a communist. Donate to my Patreon.
Looks great with the laser eyes.
Okay. Here's some Twitter person named Sarah. Anime provides quantitative analysis of its character sets. Example, DBZ power levels. This aligns with their overly simplified socio-psychological worldview, where race and IQ determine a person's worth. It's just a comfy worldview reinforcing medium?
What?
What the hell is she talking about?
For the record, power levels in Dragon Ball Z are nothing but a joke.
Yeah.
Race and IQ determine a person's worth.
It's only the left that really believes that. And I'm
It's
putting
telling more
the
about this
Nazis into the
person
left for this.
It's telling more about this person than what he's accusing the
Yeah,
others of.
so Gak is saying you have to be trolling to say this unironically. Nope, sorry, anime is some right-wing fantasy shit for nerds? Are you kidding me? Look at that ratio.
I have
These
half
people,
a mind.
these people unironically believe this.
This is insane.
I have half a mind. I have half a mind to find that tweet and reply, "Yes, you are trolling."
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean when I'm saying this is exactly like the Satanic Panic.
This is
where everything Dungeons and Dragons is clearly playing Satanism.
You know what? I think I'm coming to a pattern that all these people, it doesn't matter what the hell they're talking about, it's always going to be some ridiculous crap, and there's no facts, there's no studies, there's no evidence. It's just, I think this is a right-wing blibbity-bobbity-boo. You're like, no, that's ridiculous. We cannot possibly have a conclusion based off no causes. We can't possibly start with a premise and just say, yeah, that's probably it. It doesn't make any sense. The races in Dragon Ball Z where they're a bunch of aliens and gods. What? And IQ. Goku is a moron. I don't think his worth would be very high then.
You know, Japanese are nerds by definition. They love stats. They love putting things in stats. They have their school scores and everything, their sports events. Everything is classified in stats. They love it. They're more autistic than Germans.
I don't know how this works, but according to Keikaku, Robin, and then Batman explains what Keikaku is. Who is this for?
I don't know.
Keikaku Dori.
Keikaku is an old meme based off of a fan translation of Death Note.
Keikaku Dori.
Okay, but I don't know what that has to do with Batman. Chicks in anime content, Batgirl. We've been tricked, we've been backstabbed, and we've been quite possibly bamboozled.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly even Speckledorf.
I'm going to talk about anime, but I just read some Western comics. Let me mention those. It's like, why?
Yeah, let me talk about Batgirl.
I just ate a hot dog. Let me talk about lunch. It's like, no, shut up.
No, I just ate a hot dog. Let me talk about dessert.
American fascism, Karens, when they end me, security culture, anarchism, the U.S. What is that? Oh, this is all his videos.
Yeah, this is the latest videos he has.
Holy crap, this guy is messed. I know Americans are retarded when it comes to politics, but holy Jesus. Reading stream.
He's writing political poems.
Neoliberal fascism.
That's what the commune needs after the revolution.
How many flavors of fascism are there?
Oh, yeah, Obama, my favorite.
No, under communism,
fascist.
he'll definitely be a librarian.
Biden is a fascist, Trump's a fascist, Obama's like, what the fuck? I'm quite sure you lost the message of fascism a while ago. What the hell is this? Antifa librarians, plural? And then the library's on fire.
Yeah, it's a book burning.
It's the Italian Renaissance all over again.
Oh god.
I forgot which at some university in the United States. The socialists have called for book burning to then bury the racist ashes. The socialists are burning the books, and it's the red socialists. They are burning actual books now.
None of these morons realize that Italy did this like 6 centuries ago and it did not work.
Could it be that you are the fascists?
Look how cute. SAO is bad because the villain tries to force the heroine to marry him? Oh no, it's retarded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, a villain tries to seduce the female lead into doing a thing she doesn't want to do. Wow, I've never seen that one before. Oh, last one. Okay. Would you ever get an anime tattoo? And this is... What the hell is this?
That is very clearly a very suggestive face.
Oh, yeah, but I'm like, which story is that from? Like, what? Naruto, maybe? It looks like... yeah.
I think it might be a fake character.
I think
Isn't that kind of looks like the bunny chick from My Hero?
No, I was
No,
thinking
it doesn't have an eye on her
Seven
forehead.
Galleon.
the mother from Naruto. What the hell is her name?
Mina.
The woman they fight.
I forgot. Damn it! I forgot.
Yeah, it's that really powerful. You know how Naruto seduces her with his a harem no jutsu?
Amaterasu. That's the one I mentioned. That's the one I mentioned recently in another Smudcast. I think yesterday.
Yeah, isn't that the one?
That's. I think it is. I think it is Amaterasu. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mentioned that. What was it? Yesterday, the day before, that I literally just mentioned that.
Yeah. Anyway, definitely not canon, but okay. And there's one more. Gorgeous Rex. This guy's plan to end rape. End rape culture. Ban anime. My plan to end rape. Girl with the sniper.
You know what? I'm trying to resist. I'm trying to resist posting the 0 days without nonsense again as much as I fucking can. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it.
Anyway, I'm gonna leave my shortened comment on this guy's ridiculous video. Vladimir, just tuned in. How stupid has it gotten? It's gotten to the point where I just stopped watching. It's just not worth it.
We cut it off halfway.
Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Yeah, this guy doesn't understand what's happening around him.
No, this has been one of the more retarded ones. Like, it's just him rambling with very bad points, very bad examples that go off topic and reference, again, more non-rape. The only stories that had rape were Berserk, where he didn't even talk about. And what was the other one? Goblin Slayer. That's it.
A tiny little bit.
Yeah.
And I think he doesn't get the
And he pretty
autism
much revealed that
excuse.
he hadn't watched either.
No.
And he doesn't get the autism excuse for tangents and rambling because he completely went off the rails of the topic. This is just retarded.
Way beyond autism. Like this
Yeah,
is like
no.
I don't know if there's anything beyond.
It's not even autism. It's just retarded.
Nah,
All right.
This is the next level.
I'm gonna
No.
post my comment.
This is brain dead.
Yeah, this is fake fan bullshit and covered by propaganda. This person is a bisexual black trans something. I don't know.
Transsexual, non-binary now.
Yeah,
Self-identified.
it is the like. How many more identities and Kool-Aid do you need? Like, what is this thing that you have become, sir, and why?
What have I become?
Because Tumblr told me that I am the thing.
Because it told me
That's where this guy
to.
rolled me.
Anyway, let's try and get off the anime for tomorrow. It's not. I know there were other videos that we jumped ahead of the line because they were just fans gushing about. Oh God, that game we don't like talking about.
You should link this to LD for his Veep Day.
Wait, what?
So it
what are we
just
ta-
covered
what-
it.
Oh yeah.
What game? What game? Kingdom Hearts?
No, Kingdom Hearts is pretty crazy, but it's not stupid.
Life is
It's stupid. No, it's stupid sometimes.
Well, yeah, obviously, but when we recover a video, it's not like the one that we were about to cover was just a fan, and it was like, yeah, it's fine, it's a fine video, it wasn't dumb, but there's nothing for us to talk about.
There's no hot take.
When it comes to Life is Strange, I listened to that video of that fanboy, and I was like, oh, this is just like there's nothing like, oh, this is not. You don't want to spend time listening to this guy because it's just, I like Life is Strange, but then there's another video which says I like Life is Strange 2 even better, and it completely changed my mind of which one I like better. It's like you're talking about a piece of shit and a bigger piece of shit. You're saying that other piece of shit is slightly yummier than the other one. You're like,
and I'm probably gonna like True Colors even more.
I'm sure there are redeeming qualities in some of those things, but as a whole, they're garbage. They are trash. The developers don't know what they're doing. The writers don't know what they're doing.
I watched YMS's playthrough of Life is Strange.
Oh God, the
The
new one.
only likable character is David, and I think that was on accident.
It's by accident.
Mhm.
Damn it! I hate it when people say it like that.
Well, anyway, thanks, guys. Keep them coming. This was a good video to cover. I didn't know how bad it was going to be to the point of being pointless. But
And now we know.
yeah, we covered it. I'll leave my comment. You guys can do the same. If you want to watch the rest of the video, go right ahead. It's a very popular video for his channel, so he needs all the publicity he can get, even the bad kind.
May we never talk about this bitch ever again.
Whatever he is, yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. Have yourself a great
Something.
evening. Keep the suggestions coming. I always appreciate new ideas for videos to cover. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.